The world of NASCAR had a huge shake-up at the weekend as Danica Patrick became the first ever woman to win a pole position at the Daytona 500. She clocked a speed of just over 196 miles per hour, ahead of Jeff Gordon, who secured the second place on the grid. Now, joining me in the studio to take us through the qualifying process is Jack Clark. Now, Jack, first of all, explain to me why you're here.
I suppose I'm here to chaperone you guys, keep you guys out of trouble. I have been doing a little bit of NASCAR myself. I've been doing the K&N East series out there, so I'm trying to work my way up in that world a little bit myself. So I suppose I'm your expert.
So talk us through the qualifying process. Danica's qualified on first and Jeff in second. What happens to the rest of the drivers?
Well, obviously in that two-lap qualifying, those two drivers locked out the front row with their times. With the other guys, they have the slightly trickier task now of doing the dual races. So they'll define their positions, whether it's on the odd side or the even side of the grid. They'll define their positions based on their dual races. So it will be very interesting to see where these guys how they strategize and what their tactics are for those qualifying races.
So is it more exciting for the fans having the duels on the Thursday compared to the qualifying we saw yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, as a fan myself, I think it's going to be really exciting to be there and to have racing going on as opposed to just watching guys going around on their own. So yeah, like I say, it's going to be very interesting. How are people going to drive? Are they going to be conservative? If they're conservative, are people going to eat them up? So there's a lot to look forward to in these races, and it really kind of builds the week up, you know, towards the 500 itself.
And so Danica's qualified on first, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to win the Daytona 500, does it?
Not at all. I think in the Sprint Cup Series, certainly last year, we saw plenty of drivers come from outside the top 20, and it's absolutely possible for you to get up there in the top 3. Jeff Gordon was an example of someone who's done that. So I think you know, it's slightly less relevant being on the front row. It obviously helps.
And who do you think are Danica's big challenges this year? Who's going to challenge her for the first place?
I think she's got one just next to her in Jeff Gordon, but I think, you know, he's one of the usuals. You've got Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and obviously now another one of the big dogs is Brad Keselowski, who's the series champion from last year.
But do you think Danica's got it in her?
Well, I think she's one of you know, she's in the best position to win the race. So I mean, she's certainly got a chance, and she showed a huge amount of pace this year. So it's going to be interesting to find out.
Going to have to wait and see if she's going to bring girl power back for good. So we're going to be at Daytona 500 this weekend. Both Jack and I will be there. So if you've got any comments for us, just let us know in the comment section below. And also if you've got any questions for the drivers. And don't forget, while you're there, subscribe to Pole Position.